My boyfriend texted, "Staying at Sophie's tonight, don't wait up." My reply? Two words that changed everything. Watch my story of betrayal, revenge, and reclaiming my life. My name is Emily Harper. I'm 27, a graphic designer living in Atlanta, Georgia, where the city's pulse matches my own, vibrant, ambitious, always moving. A week ago, I thought I had it all together. A career I fought for, a cozy apartment in Midtown with exposed brick walls I'd spent months decorating, and a boyfriend, Liam, who I believed was my forever. We'd been together 3 years, his crooked smile and guitar riffs filling my days with warmth. I thought we were building something real. But looking back, the cracks were there. Liam, an aspiring musician, moved into my place a year ago, promising it was temporary until his gigs paid off. I covered rent, utilities, groceries, everything because I believed in him. My mom, who raised me alone after my dad walked out, always said, "Love means sacrifice, but never your self-respect." I told myself I was being supportive, not foolish. Liam's late nights at the studio, his phone always face down, the way he'd change the subject when I asked about his day, I ignored it all. Love, I thought, meant trust. Then came the text that shattered everything. I was in my kitchen, chopping peppers for dinner, the scent of garlic sizzling in the pan. My phone buzzed on the counter, and I smiled, expecting Liam to say he was on his way home. Instead, the screen glowed with his words, "Staying at Sophie's tonight. Don't wait up." Sophie, his coworker at the music studio. The one whose Instagram selfies he liked at midnight, whose laugh lingered too long at studio parties. My stomach dropped, like I'd missed a step in the dark. I stood frozen, the knife still in my hand. Disbelief hit first, maybe it was innocent, a work thing. But deep down, a sharper voice, the one that carried my mom's strength and my grandfather's wisdom, whispered the truth. Liam had chosen someone else. My fingers trembled as I typed back, "Okay. Thanks for letting me know." No tears, no screaming, just 6 words that hid the storm inside me. I set the knife down, turned off the stove, and let the peppers char in the pan, their bitter smoke curling upward like my unraveling trust. My grandfather's voice echoed from years ago, when I was 16 and crying over a boy who ghosted me. "A man who hides his heart is already halfway out the door," he'd said, his calloused hand on mine. "Don't chase someone who's already running." I'd laughed it off then, but now it felt like a lifeline. I wasn't going to beg Liam to stay. If he wanted Sophie's bed, he could have it for good. Something shifted in me, a cold clarity cutting through the hurt. I walked to the closet, pulled out an empty cardboard box from our move-in day, and set it on the bed we'd shared. The first thing I grabbed was his favorite flannel, soft from years of wear. I remembered the night he wrapped it around me after a summer concert, the air thick with humidity and his laughter. The memory stung, sharp and raw, but I folded the flannel neatly and placed it in the box. This wasn't just packing, it was reclaiming my life. 1 box became 2, then 3. His guitar picks, scattered on the nightstand. His sneakers, scuffed from late-night walks. His cologne, sharp and musky, a scent that once felt like home but now smelled like lies. Each item I packed smoothed a wrinkle in my heart, my hands moving with a rhythm that felt almost meditative. By midnight, our bedroom was stripped of him. 8 boxes, 2 duffel bags, his leather jacket, his cheap coffee mug from a thrift store he swore was vintage, all gone. The apartment felt lighter, like it could breathe again. I glanced at the clock. 10:30 p.m. A decision sparked, fierce and unshakable. These boxes weren't staying here. They belonged where Liam had chosen to be. I loaded my car, the Atlanta skyline glittering beyond my window as I hauled each box down the stairs. My muscles ached, my breath came in sharp bursts, but every thud of the trunk closing felt like a declaration. This is over. By 11 p.m., my car was packed, every inch of the trunk and backseat stuffed with Liam's life. I drove across Atlanta, the city's lights blurring past like my thoughts. Sophie's loft was in a trendy midtown complex, all sleek glass and manicured lawns, the kind of place that screamed, "I've got it all together." I'd been there once, dropping Liam off for what he called a late-night recording session. Now, the memory tasted bitter. I parked outside her building, the night air cool against my skin. As luck would have it, a tenant was leaving, and I slipped through the gate before it closed. Hauling the first duffel bag up to Sophie's third-floor door felt like climbing a mountain, but I didn't stop. Music pulsed faintly from behind her door. Jazz, the kind Liam loved. A woman's laugh, sharp and bright, cut through the air. Not my laugh. My chest tightened, but I pushed it down, stacking the boxes and bags neatly against her doorframe. 8 boxes, 2 duffels, a monument to Liam's betrayal. On the top box, I placed a folded note, my handwriting steady. Liam's things.
He's all yours, Emily.
I snapped a photo, not for revenge, but for myself. Reminder that I'd done this, that I'd taken back my power. As I walked away, the hallway's fluorescent lights buzzed above me, and my heartbeat slowed. By the time I slid into my car, the silence inside me was calm, almost holy. Back home by 11:45 p.m., I called a locksmith. $200 for peace of mind. Worth every cent. By 1 a.m., the locks were new. The door code changed. I canceled Liam's access to my Netflix, Spotify, and gym membership, and shredded the emergency credit card he used for his daily coffee runs. Then I poured a glass of Pinot Noir, sank onto my couch, and played a movie I'd always wanted to watch but Liam hated. The apartment felt like mine again. At 12:15 a.m., my phone lit up. Liam. Then again at 12:17. By 12:30, texts flooded in. Emily, what the hell? Where's my stuff? This is crazy, answer me. I set the phone face down, letting it buzz like a trapped insect. The wine warmed my throat, and for the first time in months, I felt untethered, free. By 1 a.m., the doorbell rang, followed by pounding fists. Liam's voice roared through the door. Emily, open up. You're out of your mind. I leaned against the wall, arms crossed, listening as neighbors' lights flicked on. Part of me wanted to let him scream until the whole building knew his shame, but I stayed calm. I texted him once. You chose Sophie's place. I just made it permanent. At 2 a.m., a new number called. Against my instincts, I answered. Emily, it's Liam, he said, his voice cracking. Nothing happened with Sophie. It was just work. Work, I repeated, a bitter laugh slipping out. Hotels exist for work, Liam. Don't lie to me. He stammered. It was one night. Where am I supposed to go? Sophie's couch seems fine, I said, my voice steady as steel. You made your choice. I hung up before he could beg. By morning, my landlord called. Emily, just confirming the lock change. Your boyfriend showed up at my office, claiming it was a mistake, asking for a key. Ex-boyfriend, I corrected. He's not on the lease. The landlord chuckled. Good call. He tried saying he had rights. He doesn't. I'll handle it. Relief washed over me, but I knew Liam wouldn't stop there. By 9 a.m., the calls started again. This time, it was Liam's mom, her voice sharp with indignation. Emily, how could you throw my son out like trash? She demanded. I took a deep breath, my coffee cooling on the counter. He texted me he was staying at another woman's place. I just helped him follow through. Her tone faltered, then hardened. It was one mistake. You owe him 30 days to move out. No, I said firmly. He never paid rent, never signed the lease. He was a guest, and guests don't get to betray me. She hung up, but I caught a tremble in her voice, like she knew Liam's true colors. My hands stayed steady as I set the phone down. For the first time in a long time, I felt solid, like the ground beneath me wasn't shifting. But I wasn't naive. Liam wouldn't let this go. By noon, an unknown number buzzed my phone. I ignored it, but when it called again, curiosity won. Emily, this is Ryan, Sophie's boyfriend. A gruff voice said. Why's a pile of Liam's stuff outside her door? I almost laughed. Ask Sophie. Or check Liam's messages. His iPad was still on my Wi-Fi. I saw more than enough. A curse muttered under his breath. Then the line went dead. By evening, Liam escalated. My phone pinged with notifications, his Facebook post. My ex is unhinged. Kicked me out, left my stuff on the street. She's toxic. My blood boiled, but I was ready. I posted a single screenshot, his text about staying at Sophie's, paired with flirty emojis he'd sent her. His narrative collapsed like a house of cards. Friends messaged me, some apologizing, others cutting ties with him. My best friend, Maya, texted, "You're a queen, M."
He's done.
But Liam wasn't finished. At 10 p.m., a fraud alert hit my phone. Someone tried using the credit card I'd canceled. Then another at 10:15, a credit application in my name. Liam. My heart didn't race. Instead, a cold resolve settled in. I called the bank, confirmed the attempts, and then dialed the non-emergency police line. "Attempted identity theft is serious, Miss Harper," the officer said. "Do you want to press charges?" "I'll think about it," I replied, but deep down I knew I would. The next morning, my LinkedIn pinged. Liam's boss at the music studio had viewed my profile. A message followed. "Emily, has everything been okay with Liam? He listed you as his emergency contact, and there's a salary advance request with your name." I didn't hold back. "We broke up. He's been staying with Sophie, your sound engineer. They've both been calling in sick." A pause, then. "We have a no fraternization policy. Thanks for the heads up." By afternoon, Liam called from a new number, his voice raw. "You got me fired, Emily." "No," I said coolly. "You and Sophie got yourselves fired. Actions have consequences." He sputtered, then the line cut out. That evening, Liam's mom called again, her voice softer, almost pleading. "Emily, he's learned his lesson. Don't press charges. You'll destroy him." I stared out my window at Atlanta's twinkling skyline, my apartment quiet and mine. "He tried to steal my identity," I said evenly. "He destroyed himself. I'm just not carrying his weight anymore." She sobbed quietly before hanging up. A flicker of guilt passed through me, but it faded fast. I wasn't the villain here. I thought the worst was over, but Liam had one last card to play. Saturday afternoon, I was brewing coffee when a low rumble shook the street. Through the blinds, I saw a U-Haul parked sloppily outside. Liam stepped out, followed by two cousins, big guys in faded tees, looking like they'd been promised a fight. My pulse stayed steady. I'd been waiting for this. Liam thought he could bully his way back into my life. I cracked the door open, watching as one cousin, Trey, jimmied the lock while the other, Nate, grabbed my patio table. Liam stood back, arms crossed, a smirk on his face like he'd already won. That smirk vanished when my brother Caleb stepped out beside me. Caleb, a former high school football star, filled the doorway, his presence like a wall. Maya, my best friend, appeared next, her phone recording, a grin on her face. "Afternoon, boys," Caleb said, his voice low and dangerous. "Planning to rob my sister in broad daylight?" Trey dropped the screwdriver, muttering about a misunderstanding. Nate set the table down, backing away. Liam's jaw tightened. "This is my place, too, Caleb. I have rights." "No, you don't," I cut in, my voice carrying across the yard. "Your stuff's been at Sophie's for a week. You made your choice." Maya stepped forward, camera steady. "Breaking and entering's a bold move, Liam. Smile for the internet." Then, like a scene from a movie, Officer Daniels, a family friend, strolled up from the sidewalk, badge glinting. "Gentlemen, care to explain why you're attempting burglary?" he asked, his tone calm but firm. Liam's cousins bolted for the U-Haul, mumbling apologies. Liam's bravado cracked, his face twisting with desperation. "Emily, you can't do this. I've got nowhere to go." "You did this," I said, my voice like granite. "Every choice you made led you here." He tried one last plea, his voice breaking. "You love me, Em. You can't throw that away." I met his eyes, unflinching. "I loved who I thought you were. That man was a lie." Daniels stepped closer, radio in hand. "Liam Carter, we've got a report of attempted identity theft in your name. Want to add trespassing?" Liam's eyes darted me, Caleb, Maya's phone, Danielle's badge. He was cornered and he knew it. Liam's final plea hung in the air. I can change, Emily. Give me one more chance. I almost felt sorry for him, almost. You had your chance, I said, my voice steady. The night you chose Sophie, the night you tried to steal my name, and every time you lied instead of facing the truth. Daniels called for backup and Liam's shoulders slumped. He turned, stumbling toward the U-Haul, but his cousins had already peeled out, leaving him alone. Daniels caught his arm, guiding him to the patrol car. You'll regret this, Emily, Liam shouted, his voice cracking. I gripped the doorframe, my words clear for all to hear. No, Liam. I'll regret ever letting you in. The U-Haul vanished down the street, and with it, the last of Liam's hold over me. My apartment was quiet again, the kind of quiet that felt like a deep breath after holding it too long. That week, I rediscovered small joys, brewing coffee without checking if Liam had used the last of the beans, blasting my favorite music without his complaints, sprawling across my bed without his restless tossing. My apartment felt alive again, the sunlight warmer, the air lighter. Echoes of Liam lingered, his mom's voicemails, pleading then blaming. Old friends trying to stir gossip. I let them all fade into the background, unanswered. I owed them nothing. One evening, my phone buzzed with a text from Lucas, a coworker who'd always been kind, always listened. Coffee this week? No pressure. My heart fluttered, not with fear, but with something softer, like a door creaking open. We met at a cozy cafe in Little 5 Points, sipping lattes, laughing over small things. There were no grand gestures, just ease, respect. For the first time, I wasn't bracing for a betrayal. I'm taking it slow with Lucas, guarding my heart but letting it hope. Maybe real love exists, not the kind built on charm and promises, but on trust and presence. One night, I stood in my apartment, wineglass in hand, pausing by the door where Liam once pounded, desperate to get back in. The wood was smooth now, repainted, the ghosts gone. My mom's words rang in my ears. When someone shows you their truth, believe them. Liam showed me who he was, and I believed him. His final text before the arrest read, "You'll never find anyone like me." I smiled. He's right, I never will. And thank God for that. To everyone who's followed this journey, thank you. You've walked with me through heartbreak, defiance, and triumph. If my story of breaking free and finding my strength moved you, hit that subscribe button and join us. Every choice we make tells a story of courage, pain, and new beginnings. Keep carving your own path, and I'll meet you where the light shines brighter.